What is going on, Team Cirone gamers? It's Nathan. We're coming at you live on kick.com/Team Cirone Gamer channel. Thank you for being here today. If you are here, I'm going to quickly edit the stream info because we are not hunting the Queltzel pet today. Perilous Moons. We are going collection log hunting in the Perilous Moons dungeon. This is mostly really just a test. I got a new PCIe, based. I can't even think of the words. PCIe based Wi-Fi card, and I'm just curious to see how it holds up with me. I'm running OBS and I'm running the recorder as well as RuneLite. So this is mostly just a test, see how well it goes. Perilous Moons, if you don't know, is a new dungeon that is released after a quest, and I'm completely blanking on the quest right now, but it's released after a quest, and it is a repeatable encounter. Not Children of the Sun, that's the precursor quest. It's a repeatable encounter where you kill 3 different sort of demi-bosses. It's got a Barrows feel to it, except they have the ability to make resources in the dungeon, which is very nice. If you leave the dungeon, the resources disappear, which is not ideal, especially when you forget stuff. Like I forgot to bring or change my spell book for Thralls, so I'm sitting here with Thralls, runes for Thralls, and a Book of the Dead with absolutely no reason because I'm just a goof and forgot. And even when I did go to the bank earlier, which was before I even logged out last night, I didn't think to use my max cape to switch my spell books. So here I am, again, doing runs without Thralls. But it's not a big deal. The moons only have 500 hit points each, and as long as you're using the correct style, they are relatively easy to kill. They're weak to a certain type, so the Eclipse Moon here specifically is weak to stab attacks. So I had to buy a Hasta actually because I sold my Hasta and bought back a spear, or I converted my spear back, I don't remember, because I was doing Corp, and I also don't have, there's a couple little QOL things I've been learning lately that I don't have with me, but this is called the Mimic phase of the Eclipse Moon. Oh, I just took damage because I wasn't paying attention. And if you are wielding a weapon that hits 2 times, you can actually skip sort of the last section of that fight where you have to wait for him to spawn out of his special to be able to hit him again, because the second attack will register and it'll end the special attack early, which is really nice. This is the Blue Moon. Blue Moon, obviously, water, ice, that kind of stuff. This special is Frozen Weapon, so you have to kick, punch, whatever your attack style is set to until you get your weapon back, and dodge the icicles. About 2 ticks, I think, to get out of the way of the icicles before they register damage, so. Yeah, this boss is weak to crush. So I was using the Hasta for crush. I know it's a tick faster than the zombie axe, but I feel like my zombie axe is much more accurate on crush. So I brought that on this run as well, but that's just my opinion. I don't know, I'm not like god tier. This is the other special attack of the Blue Moon. It is basically low impact Hunlift tornadoes, I would say, is the best way to describe it. If you did Hallowed Sepulchre, you probably won't have much trouble with this, and honestly, even if you get hit by one of these tornadoes, all it does is heal the boss a little bit and turn your run off, which you can see just did there. Just literally just click your run back on and hit 6 extra damage on the boss, something like that, which Crush with the zombie axe is just smacking it, so it doesn't even matter. But yeah, I have found that I think personally at least, I'm probably going to keep using the zombie axe here. And again, I was using my Hasta on Slash because the wiki did state that it's a good weapon for all 3 bosses, and I was like, oh, that's cool, like, one weapon, you don't have to switch as much. But I found that I was not hitting very accurately at all with the Hasta on Slash, so I decided to bring a whip, and of course I just knocked 2 zeros in a row. But I have felt in the last few kills that I did last night, obviously I wasn't streaming, but that the whip was much more accurate and had a higher max hit as well. So no, I'm not rich enough for all the good stuff, and I'm pretty sure this guy's an Iron Man rocking with his blade. Also, these Moonlight Potions, they are a combination Prayer Potion and Super Combat Divine Defense. So this is the Blood Moon's Jaguar. Talking about too many different things here. This is the Blood Moon's Jaguar special. You can see if you walk too soon, you're going to get hit by the blood, and if you walk away too late, you're going to get hit by the Jaguar. With a whip, with a 4-tick weapon, you can get 1 hit on a cycle and then 2 hits on a cycle, which is really nice. It heals you as you attack the Jaguar. I think it's like 1/4 of the damage or something like that, but still pretty nice. And then the other special, it's like a blood rain basically, and those little blood pools just spawn everywhere, and you kind of just have to avoid them, so we didn't have to go through another phase of that, which is great. And honestly and truthfully, my favorite thing about this dungeon is that everything you need is quite literally accessible to you, so even if you can't bare hand catch the moths, you can catch them with a butterfly net without jars, and they restore your prayer. So even though these are the prayer potions, you can avoid using them super often. I usually just catch the moths in between my runs. So talk a little bit in more in depth about the different moons as I go through them again. I was definitely still just getting introductory there to this stream, which, if anyone's watching, I greatly appreciate. Thank you for coming out. I'm Nathan from Team Cirone Gamers, and this is what I do. I play games on a gamer channel, if you can believe that. This is actually my first time sort of stressing my PC as well, because I am not only streaming, but I'm also recording. So to be honest, I'm pretty pleased with the performance so far. I hope that the stream's got a good quality to it still, and my system's not bogging down by any means. My clicks are clean. So all is well, it seems, which is pretty cool. Yeah, you can see even there, max hit was 40 with the Hasta. I wish I had a better stab weapon, but I don't have a rapier. That's the best in slot here, the Garasi rapier. I do have enough GP to buy one, and to be honest with you guys, I have been flirting with the idea. I've often wondered if I wanted to. I don't really like to buy and like resell and buy and resell and buy. I know that you can, but to me, if I'm gonna buy something, I'd rather just keep it if I can. So I've been a little hesitant to buy the rapier just because it's like 2/3 of my current cash stack. So It's a big investment. I know it's a great item, and honestly, with thinking ahead at what I'm going to be doing, which is going to be going for collection logs, doing different like small PVN challenges, I don't think it's a bad idea to have one because like low level Slayer monsters going for the Slayer. Are you really? I'm gonna have to do another special. This is what I wish I had. A dual hitting weapon. Now the only thing is, if you do leave the dungeon, all of your supplies disappear, which is fair because they are in dungeon items. It's just, and it's not like it's hard to get them back. It's just I prepped the supplies, so I'm just gonna finish out my supplies and then I'll go change my stuff at the bank. And hopefully, if I'm still streaming, remember to frickin' change my spellbook too, because you know what's the point of having thralls and everything at the ready if you don't have the RC's spellbook on. So yes, Hunter, everything you need. I also just grabbed some grubby saplings. I don't really need these right now, so I'm just going to drop them. Everything you need is right here. You can take from the supply crates. If you... Let me see what quest this was called. I can't remember. Yes, I am a pro gamer. I hide my completed quests. I don't even know if there's a way to see the release date. Perilous. Okay, so the dungeon is the same thing as the quest. Perilous Moons and the dungeon, Perilous Moons. So, you know, if I could just remember that, that would be great. So, the Perilous Moons quest is new to the continent or kingdom of Varlamore, which if you haven't been to yet, it's cool. My last stream I did a whole bunch of Master Tier Hunter rumors, which was fun. I didn't get anything for the collection log, just like I've only gotten one thing for my collection log here. I love when I start a fight right into a special, it's so great. See a lot of people standing right in front of the brazier. Please use the little footpaths beside the brazier so you don't take extra damage when you don't need to. And also don't be a scrub like me sometimes and get hit by tornadoes. Just stand in the safe spot. Use true tile. Oh, that was close. And hope that you get through. I don't know why sometimes I feel like my bosses start with not full health, but so 500 health each. That's the wave special for the blue moon. We've seen the ice special for the blue moon as well, which is pretty easy to counter. Usually get 2 hits in on the boss before or the icicle. And always go for the glowing one. The glowing one is the one that your weapon is in. I see a lot of people spend the whole special at a different rock, and you do take damage if you don't break your weapon out of the rock, or out of the iceberg, so you want to get your weapon back just to make sure you don't take extra damage for no reason. It's a pretty easy mechanic to get the hang of. And I'm sure somebody somewhere has made the counts for how many times different things happen in each boss. I'm not 100% sure. I've just been going by my instincts, more or less. I also feel like sometimes I just take so much damage for no reason. But it is what it is. Free food. So, I'll take it. Someone told me not to eat in the Blood Moon boss, that it heals when you eat, but honestly, in my experience, I don't think that's true. But yeah, it's quite literally a circular motion. So the moths, you can just catch them with a butterfly net, which you can get from the crate, and they will restore your prayer. You need, I think it's 57 hunter or something like that. And I am screwed up today. Okay. it's the minimum requirement for the quest actually to be able to catch the moths, because I think you have to catch one for the quest, if I recall correctly. But either way, if you catch them, you don't have to have a butterfly jar to catch them in your inventory. They will just have whatever effect they're going to have when you catch them, which is the red ones restore stats, the sunlight moss, which you can find in the main center area, and the blue ones, the moonlight moss, restore prayer. So, unless you're rock and bruise, which I would highly discourage, you shouldn't need to really catch the sunlight moss for anything, because you're not draining your stats. But the actual moonlight ones are very useful for restoring prayer, so let's see if I can do this without messing it up. So 2 hits, 1 hit, back, 2, 1, 1, 2. Back we go. Oh, I was already in the right spot. Smack him. So, as you've seen, not overly difficult, fairly straightforward. A couple mechanics to get used to. If you're not an experienced PVMer, you might struggle with it, but honestly, if you're not experienced, this is a great way to get some experience, in my opinion. You are going to learn a couple different mechanics, you're going to learn step timing, you're going to learn weapon prioritization, like all kinds of stuff. It's really cool. I have been enjoying it. I would just like to get a collection log. That's all I want. I have 1 collection log slot on this. I can show you right here. We'll go to the Moons of Peril. I have a Blood Moon chest plate. I've opened 47 chests. If you guys are fans of Mr. Mammal, you will see that in his video that he just released, or maybe it's 2 ago now, he completed this collection log in like not even 200 KC. And I'm over here like almost at 50. And we are just rocking 1 collection log. So I don't know, I think Kick's lying to me telling me I have a viewer, but if I do, if it is what it is. Hopefully someday we will have more than 1 person viewing the stream. Let's get some hits here. What's going on? Oh, I know why I took so much damage at the last boss. My Divine Potion had run out. Silly me, I wasn't paying attention. It's gonna be a short stream today. I have to go pick up Mrs. Meliodas from work. Not sure if anyone is watching, but if you are watching, I hope you have a happy Easter with your family. Thank you for being here if you are my potentially 1 viewer. Okay, this thing is so wonky sometimes, I just don't get it. Like, I feel like I walk the same way with it every time. And I just feel like it just doesn't like me. Last hit. And we're back. I do wish they would maybe, I don't know, it's kind of, I guess it would be too OP, but made like a storage area for your items if you just needed to go to the bank. Make it timed or something, like the resources that you gathered. It's like, oh, if you're not back in 5 minutes, your items will disappear. Because I think more people would be, some people would be pleased with that. I know it sounds crazy, but I think it's a good idea. Because I would have ran to the bank and got thralls. But because I have resources, I am not going to run to the bank and get thralls. Which means I have lower DPS, which means I'm a non-efficient player. Which means people are going to mock me for being non-efficient. There we go. I think I have a set of Torag's hammers in the bank that I can use for the 2-hit skip, special skip. But I don't know, we'll have to see. It's funny because this refreshes your divine defense every time you drink it, so you really shouldn't run out. But because I try to minimize how much I use in supplies, still it's mine runs out because I catch the moonlight moths. So don't be like me. Use your moonlight potions. Keep your defenses up. Win at the special attacks. Oh, I took one. I'm only gonna get one hit on that. 2 hits on this. I guess it's the same timing as the Jaguars. Oh my gosh. I'm having a heck of a day here today. This is why I don't have any viewers. Because I'm terrible. But I love it. I love it. I love learning new stuff. Kind of think more and more about playing my iron, or playing my group iron that I have with John and my best friend, my childhood best friend. We have a group Iron Man, but both of them don't really play at all, never mind a group Iron Man. And then the other SSJ, so my best friend from childhood, he also wants to max his account. So there's like, I know there's a lot of activities he could do on a group Iron Man while he was maxing, but he usually plays on mobile, so he's not rocking 2 accounts by any means either. So I invested some time in my alt account when I was maxing, which was nice. I have an alt. It's like almost Dragon Slayer 2 completed. But I don't, I also want to get the stupid sulfur blades from this. I don't think you can use that for the last hit on the Eclipse Moon, but oh, we're going in with a whip, not a zombie axe. So yeah, basically that is the Moons of Peril. It's pretty straightforward, it's not overly difficult. I would say the hardest aspect of this is getting used to the special attacks that the moons do, but even those in themselves are not overly difficult to get the hang of, which is nice. So it's definitely targeted at late mid game players. So just keep that in mind if you're coming to the dungeon. It can get pretty boring. So especially when you don't get collection logs, when that's all you're here for is collection logs. Just makes it even worse. Good times, good times. Also, if you're in the chat, say hi to YouTube, because I'm recording this. Might end up on YouTube. I don't even want to be famous, I just want to be able to play games and have fun. Have fun with other people while we're playing games. That's all I want to do. Online, in person, whatever it is. I'll be honest with you, if it wasn't for my clan, I would never have maxed, because that grind was something fierce, and they definitely helped me through it. Bypassing buy limits on the GE for herblore training. Just keeping me sane when I was doing things like mining. A couple skilling competitions, I did like a significant amount of whatchamacallit, like training in certain skills that I normally would never have trained. Because we were running a skilling competition with the clan. Why wouldn't I train my mining, you know? Man, I just cannot pull a collection log here. Do I run to the bank? I'm gonna run to the bank. I'm going to actually go. I'm excited to see what they do with this. I don't know if you guys have, if you're in the moons, but there's an entrance here and it's blocked. I'm really excited to see what comes next, because you know that they're gonna add some stuff to it, which is pretty cool. It's interesting because I haven't looked anything up. I should look into what people think is gonna happen, but I think that obviously with Varlamore being at war, or not at war necessarily, but at odds with the great kingdom of Karen, that I just feel like these moons are part of Zarek's doing, if I'm being honest. I think that that's where they're headed with this storyline. So that's cool to think about, because all we got was not Phantom of the Opera, but, you know, Phantom Stump Dropper. Yeah, you can see, so the Sunlight Moths, if I had any lowered stats, would have been restored, but I don't have anything lowered right now, so. So you can see my supplies withered away. I don't know why, I just walked back through. You can see, it says in the chat, resources from the Nepotozili fizzle to dust as they are severed from its magic. And I am out of run energy because I weigh an absolute ton. So I am just going to pause the stream for a second here. Oh, I can't actually. That's unfortunate. Can I... What if I hide this? What happens here? Oh, there we go. Okay, so we just hid a rune light. We will unhide. There we go. So we're in the bank. Here we go. Look at that. Magical. Okay, so we're gonna bring 4 vials of water. I'm going to bring... Do I have... I don't even think I have a set of Toregs. I don't have Toregs hammers. That's unfortunate. Oh man, do I go to the G? Should I go buy some? Is it worth it for just now? I don't think it's worth it for just now. I'm just gonna go back in. I am, however, don't know why I brought my max hood, but spellbook. We're going to Arceus because why wouldn't we use thralls while we're in here? I also don't really have a special attack weapon to use. The wiki lists like Dragon Claws for something, and I just don't think there's anything else worth bringing. I'm gonna check. Moons of Peril strategy guide on the wiki. Special attack. Crystal Halberd. I guess on slash. Crystal Halberd. I mean, the Crystal Halberd is listed. in all three of the moons. I guess I could bring it, because you can do stab, slash. I just don't use special attacks for anything when I'm in there, so bring, I guess we'll bring that. It's a two-handed weapon. How do we move? We'll do that. Move the inventory around. Thralls, we're back in business, boys. Let's do this. This man right here, Mr. Fringe, it's one of my good buddies. He definitely helped me through my max grind. All of my clanmates did, but him especially. We give him extra props. Alright, the only thing that sucks about starting a run with lizards is you have to go to the room north and catch lizards first, because there are not any in the south room that you start in, or the whatever. I don't know, this whole area is so confusing. But the best part about the lizard resources is if you're 99 cooking, or I'm not sure what level it starts at, but when you're a high enough cooking level, you get 3 pieces of lizard meat from 1 lizard, which, if you didn't know, now you do. The lizard meat heals the exact same as the fish. So if you have a decent hunting level to catch the lizards, and you have a decent cooking level to go along with it, you... I don't know why it told me the left half of the trap was set up. Oh, I did still get that one, even though I... Oh, that's cool. Okay. I don't know what I was saying. And you have a decent cooking level, you can get a lot more food a lot quicker, because the fishing animation is pretty slow for some reason. I don't know why, but it is. So, always, always, always make yourself a cup of tea to restore your run energy. Cook lizards until your inventory is full. Forget that you need to wield a two-handed weapon and also pick moonlight grubs, so do that. Also, this is the potions that we were talking about before. If you have a high enough herb lore level, you get more potion doses out of each piece of, like, each thing that you make. So it is... I probably don't need to make 4 potions, to be honest, but I already did, so it's all good. So we're gonna try this out. Alright, let's not waste the fact that we brought thralls. It's like running away from flies and figure what. Not that I've done anything other than entry mode, but that's what it feels like. Except these don't kill you if you mess up. Alright, Mr. Thrall, go to work. So it is not recommended to use magic or ranged here. They are very highly resistant to both those styles of attacks. So it's definitely, you want to use melee when you're here. I think I might have mentioned it as I was going, but the Eclipse Moon is weak to Slash, the Blue Moon is weak to Crush, and the Blood Moon... oh no, this guy's weak to Stab. The Blood Moon is weak to Slash, and the Blue Moon is weak to Crush. So it definitely helps to have different weaponry types to be able to combat their weaknesses, because they're not super resistant to the other types of melee. Like, you should be able to get away with some pretty mid gear, but it definitely just makes your kills much faster having the right attack style, which is why even though I'm running a regular whip, it's much quicker than me using the Hasta on Slash, because the Hasta on Slash, even though it's a faster weapon, it's not as accurate. So that's where we're at right now. And of course, we come right into a special. I know I can look, but it's kind of fun not knowing what you're coming into. And I know that if you guys are watching, you can see that that moon started with 460 HP, and I don't know why it started with that much HP. But that happens to me quite frequently, so not complaining, just making notes. Not my fault. Jagex, look into it. Welcome to the stream, guys. If you're watching, just give me a shout out in the comments. Let me know what you're doing today. If you got plans for Easter. I have to go pick up Mrs. Meliodas from work in like an hour or so. I won't be streaming for much longer. But yeah, welcome to the stream if you guys are new here. Thanks for stopping by. I'm Nathan from Team Cirone Gamer Channel. I can see that I have potentially 4 viewers right now, which is awesome. It's more than I would have thought I would have got, so welcome, welcome. If you're unfamiliar with us, we are Team Cirone Gamer Channel. We run a small YouTube channel, and it is all gaming related, so we do everything from Pokemon in live, Pokemon trading card game live, so the digital version of the game. We play in-house card games. Obviously, I play a lot of virtual, so here I am playing old school RuneScape, which if you didn't know, I am maxed, so it's not even that impressive because there's so many max players now. But I maxed before 2024, which was my goal. If you haven't seen us before, I definitely suggest checking out our YouTube channel. Feel free to drop a sub there. We are getting closer to 100 subscribers, which is super exciting for us. We're hoping to run a giveaway. And yeah, I'm just super excited to see some movement with our stuff, and I hope that you guys find some joy in getting to watch. I don't know, it's strange to think what the internet is, but I absolutely love it. I love gaming. I've been a gamer all my life. I am so dedicated to gaming that I waited 4 years to play Kingdom Hearts 3, and not once did I ever read anything that was a spoiler. Not once did I ever read anything that could have told me what happened at the end of the game. I waited until I had the technology to play that game before I did it. And that doesn't tell you how dedicated to gaming I am, and I'm not sure what will. Obviously, I also maxed an old school RuneScape account, so if that doesn't tell you how crazy I am, then welcome to the stream. It's gonna be fun. Pop the bubble. Solid hit. We're going for another chest, boys. Oh, I should have kept track of how many, can't even word right now. How many KC I got in this stream, but I guess I haven't hopped worlds. 47. I think this is 50... 50 or 52? This might be chest number 50. We'll see in a second here. Chest 50. So we've gotten 3 kills so far, with no more collection logs to speak of. Hello, Elnock. What's going on? Welcome to the stream. If you don't know, we're in the new dungeon. It's the Perilous Moons. Turn up my mic. How about I just talk a little bit louder? Is that better? Cool. Well, welcome to the stream. Thanks for stopping by. I don't know why Kick shows that I have 2 viewers when I only get comments from 1, but welcome here nonetheless. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. If you haven't already, I would recommend that you go follow our social medias. We have Facebook, YouTube. Make sure to drop a subscription if you're not subscribed. We do all sorts of videos related to gaming. Make sure we follow the patterns here. So yeah, as I was talking about earlier, you guys can see this guy's using a dragon sword. So get in here, try it out. It's definitely a good PVM encounter to hone your skills and potentially get some good rewards. Not if you're me though, because collection logs are scarce. Even though there's 14 different collection logs from this piece of content. I have no such luck. So for this special attack, you have to be standing right beside the orb as you follow it around. If you're 1 tile away, it'll still hit you. You have to be right behind it, which is a little irritating, but it is what it is. Don't forget to have your weapons on stab. And I just realized I let my potion expire again. And we're gonna have to go through another special because the DPS just wasn't there. Man, I went quiet for that. I was so focused. Alright. Eclipse Moon down. Let's move on to the next one. So I was mentioning earlier, everything you need to complete these dungeons is right here in-house. It's a fantastic new piece of content on the Kingdom of Arlamore. Everything is self-sustainable. You can get your potions in the dungeon. You can get... I swear, every time I start this boss, I teleport right into this special. You can get your potions, your food. You can restore your prayer with catching stuff with your hunter. You can restore your health by fishing or hunting. You can see I have these like little pieces of meat in my inventory. They are cooked, these lizards, these moss lizards, which you need hunter to catch. And I do that over the fishing because the fishing takes a lot longer and the fish heal the same as the lizards, but the lizards give you 3 pieces of food per lizard, so you have to catch a lot less and then still get the same amount of hit points back. So, and I was also mentioning earlier to the stream that each of these bosses is weak to a different type of melee attack. So it is recommended that you bring melee, as mage and range are not effective in any way, shape, or form against them. And also don't do what I did and take damage for no reason. Man, I'm telling you, I'm just having a day today. Look at this. We're having a field day. More like a field that's full of black flies instead of a field full of cucumbers. But yes, weak to crush, blue moon, weak to stab, eclipse moon, weak to slash is the final moon, which we have not seen yet. We did earlier in the stream, but not yet in the stream, the blood moon. So we have 3 different weapons to use. And funny enough, I didn't even use my special attack weapon in any way, because I feel like the DPS here is good enough, even though the wiki lists one. I don't use it, so last boss, weak to slash, so I have the Abyssal Whip here. I'm not going to waste charges on my tentacle for this, because their defenses are not that high. So slash. Each of the moons has 2 different special attacks. I went over them a little bit earlier, but I'll go over them a little more in depth now. So this is the Blood Jaguar special attack. So if you don't move out of the way of the Jaguar, it will attack you. And if you move onto these tiles with the blood pools too quickly, they will damage you. So it's all about timing your attacks. Whip is a 4-tick weapon, so with a 4-tick weapon you can hit twice on a second rotation and once on a first rotation and be able to avoid all the damage. They do also heal you depending on how much damage you hit. I turn off Piety when I fight them because I don't want to waste my prayer, but you can keep Piety on. The harder you hit, the more HP it'll restore. It's like 1/4 of your damage gets turned back into HP for you. And similarly, during certain phases of the boss fight, when the boss hits you, it will heal double the damage. But throughout the main portion of the fight, it usually just heals whatever it hits. So you may have seen that I got hit a 4 just a second ago. I just took a 9 there. You'll see when it spawns that... Oh, it didn't heal on that. Oh, there it goes. So it just hit me. So it healed a little bit of damage. Just gotta out DPS it, it's not a big deal, so. But yeah, that's where we're at. So we're still hunting collection logs. I showed the collection log earlier, but I have only one thing from this raid. It's not a raid, I guess it's just a dungeon. I don't know why I call it a raid. It's got that feel to it, but I only have one collection log. And we still only have one collection log. But it is what it is. It's good content. I'm glad that they've released something. It's funny because after I maxed, I kind of went into a stasis mode where I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do anymore, type deal, because every time I logged in leading up to the end of that grind, I was just skilling. Like, it was, okay, what am I working on now? Like, what's the next skill that we're going to work towards 99 in? And now it's like, ew, what do I do now? Like, do I do this boss that's a mid-level encounter, going for collection logs? Do I go for high-level challenges? I'm really getting ready to start trying Inferno. I really want to get an Infernal Cape. I think it's a huge accomplishment. And it's something that's been around for a long time, and I honestly, I don't feel bad that I don't have an Infernal Cape, if I'm being honest, because every time I run around in the 2.2k worlds and I see all the people wearing their maxed fire capes, it makes me realize that it is a really difficult piece of content. Like, there's not a lot of people that can actually complete it, and I would like to be one of the people that can, but if I can't, I can't. Like, you can see even our friend here is Max Cape, full Torva Scythe, and he's rocking the Fire Max Cape. I gotta remember to use my thralls, man. I'm not gonna use one now because it doesn't carry over with you when you leave the room, so I'm so close to killing this that it'll just disappear anyway. So I did mention this earlier, but I have to go pick up Mrs. Meliodas at about 40 minutes here, so we'll be streaming for a little bit longer, and then we're gonna be stopping for the day. Hopefully get a little more traction on our streams going forward. And yeah, it's been a good time. It's a good time. I swear if it's in the tornadoes, okay, it's not in the tornadoes, that's good. Normally every time it's the tornadoes. was mentioning earlier that I might make a little frivolous purchase with some of the GP that I have on an item called the Garasi Rapier, which is the best and sought stab weapon if your target has low defenses. Which, going forward, thinking about collection logs from Slayer and stuff like that, I think it's a worthwhile investment. I know that the Fang is probably better in certain instances, but which I do have. I mean, it's so cheap nowadays because it's so common that I would recommend everybody have an Osmunten's Fang, but it's funny, I say cheap like I'm not a cheapskate and hoard my gold as much as I can. But they're only about 20 mil right now, so it's not bad at all for what it gives you in terms of value. So this other weapon I'm using is the new zombie axe. It is a crush, mostly crush and slash based weapon. Doesn't have a stab option because it's an axe, but it is very good for crush, and it's pretty good for slash. I don't know. I could test and see if I feel like it's faster than the whip at the Blood Moon here on slash, but honestly, it's just as easy to just change weapons and call it a day. I hate that when you spawn in the middle of this, you get hit by the Jaguar. So, 1, 2, we're at the end of the special, so it doesn't matter. I haven't had anyone to ask, but how is the quality of the stream? Is it good? Does it look good? Is it coming through clear on your end? Might not even be there, so... Oops. Popped pimple. Alright. I am recording and streaming at the same time, so if the quality is not good, then that's potentially why. Hardware limited, but... This is all on my new PCIe Wi-Fi card, so I think it's running pretty well, considering that I'm not tethered anymore. Which is nice, because now I don't have cables running across my living room, which Mrs. Meliodas will tell you that she appreciates a great deal. Because we have white carpet, and let me tell you, blue internet cables, they stick out against white carpets. So, I hate that this changes the ID of the chest when someone opens it. Oh, another chest without a collection log. When will we get more collection logs? Soon, I hope. Alright, so we're running a little low on food here. I have 2 more lizards. I'm just gonna cook them up. You'll see they turn into 6 pieces of food. So, pretty handy dandy for sure. I was mentioning earlier that all of the items that you need for the dungeon you can get in the dungeon. So you get prayer potions, combat potion, this one moonlight potion acts as all of that. And you can also hunt and or fish your food, which depending on your levels it'll depend on what you should do. So higher cooking and the hunter level to catch the moss lizards, I would highly recommend hunter, because you do get up to 3 pieces of food out of 1 lizard, rather than the fish where it is always just 1 piece, and the lizards heal the same as the fish. So the pieces of lizard heal the same amount of HP as the fish. And this is the Eclipse Moon. Every moon has 2 special attacks. This is known as its Mimic Phase, and I sort of spawned in on the Mirror Phase, I guess. Not really a mirror, but you have to run behind that orb and make sure that his attacks don't hit you by standing behind the orb and being 1 tile away from it. So I mentioned this very early on in the stream, but if you do have a weapon, something like Torag's Hammers, the new weapon from the Moons of Peril dungeon, the Dual Malakali? I'm not sure how to say it. You can also use that to skip out at the end of the special on the Eclipse Moon, which is really cool. It's the only one that you can actually bypass a portion of the fight a little bit. It's not bad, because as long as you're doing it correctly, it's only going to end up with 1 HP after you spawn back into the actual fight. People ragging on each other. Hilarious. I'm not going to chime in, but it's funny to see people. Oh, alright, cool. We'll take damage. That's fine. So this special is basically just don't get hit by the winds. This is one of the Blue Moon specials. And you're going to run across the arena, light the braziers again. It's going to get rid of like this cold effect that the Blue Moon has, which is good. And then it has another special where it encases your weapon in ice. It's so funny. Welcome to the stream, guys. This is what happens on RuneScape. I don't know if you play or not, but this is exactly what the community is like. It's hilarious. Oh, we get hit with another special. Alright, so this is the Ice Block special. So you have to kick or punch your Ice Block to death. You can see mine, this one's glowing. If you don't get your weapon out of the Ice Block, when it breaks, it will damage you, so I'd recommend actually doing it, making sure that you break the Ice Block so that you can get your weapon back. I think one time I missed it because I teleported in on the special and I got hit like 30 damage or something like that. It was ridiculous. So, that's what we got going on here. Yeah, it's basically a big loop of a dungeon. You just keep doing the same 3 bosses over and over again. This will be my 53rd kill. 53rd kill at 1 of 14 collection logs, so my luck's not been too great here, and there's no pet or anything like that, so every time I'm doing this I kind of feel like, what am I doing? Because I want to get more pets, man. Like, I have a few, but I want more, you know? Mostly been grinding the mole, going for the baby mole pet. That's a lot of fun, since I'm still holding on to one of my clanmates' twisted bows. So that makes that grind pretty easy. So yes, if I go in the bank and you see the bank value, I promise you it's not 100. It is not true at all. Because I am not that rich. Not yet, anyway. Not yet. Someday. Gotta start doing TOA and get a shadow drop. Even a shadow split, man. Those things are 1.5 bill right now. Even just to get a split of that would be huge for my account. I remember when I had my first 100 mil green cash stack, it was atrociously late into my account, but I had always saved up a little bit of money and then spent it on something, or saved up money and then spent it on leveling up my skills, so... Oh, can I just get a collection log? Do you guys think I can just get a collection log? Just one. Even just one more. That's 2? I'll take 2. That's it. Yeah, it's even the twisted bow and the shadow of Tumakin are both sitting around 1.5 bill old school gold each right now, which is just absolutely astronomically high. I think it's like a record high for both items. Maybe not on release, but they're really, really expensive right now, and for good reason. They are easily the best weapons, and I doubt that they will be outclassed anytime soon. So, yeah. I've had the fortunate privilege of using a shadow because people in my clan are crazy rich. So I've had some of my friends, they've lent me their gear. So if I go into my magic tab in the bank, you can see I have a ancestral set ghost just sitting there because somebody lent it to me one time. So I kept the placeholders on because I'd like to have ancestral someday. So it's kind of like a, hey, you should go for that type thing. So, but yeah, they both sitting around that amount there. I'll knock. It's pretty wild to see. All right, let's make sure we summon a thrall this time since we went to the bank and got the mage cape switch or max cape switch, I guess. Hey, I didn't spawn into a special attack this time. That's awesome. I love it. Of course, 3 attacks later and you're into a special, but that is what it is. Also, if you play on Runelight, I would highly recommend this thing. It's called True Tile Indicator. It tells you where you're actually standing, and you can see even though it looks like, oh, I got hit by a tornado. Look at me over here getting cocky. Even though it looks like I was running through tornadoes, I wasn't getting hit by them. But, of course, as soon as I'm about to say that, what happens? Get hit by a tornado, so... Yeah, I see a lot of people running scythes here, and I'm just like... I wish. Even that's an expensive weapon right now. Everything is up a lot, actually, on PVM stuff. And I think it's because... I'll be completely honest with you guys. I think it's because they've come down on botting so hard that a lot of people were potentially botting some of this high-level content, and they're not anymore, so the prices are going up on things. Which is good for the game, and it's good for integrity. Like, there's been a lot of bot busting lately, which is great, but it's like, for the casual player, it's kind of like, how am I ever gonna afford that item? Unless I get it as a drop. But then you think, well, I'm not an Iron Man. Why do I want to do that content if I can't do it? But if it gets you the drop, then what are you complaining about, you know? That's how I got my enhanced crystal teleport seed. I was like, I don't want to pay for it. If I was an Iron Man, I'd have to do this, so I pickpocketed elves until I got an enhanced crystal weapon, enhanced teleport seed. I wish I was grinding for an enhanced crystal weapon seed. I would love to have a Bofa, but I am 100% not good enough to complete CG, so I have like I don't know, I have a few kills under my belt, but I tell you, man, I'm just not consistent enough with the CG completions to be like, yeah, I'm gonna go for a Bofa, and then the drop rates are just so much worse on the regular gauntlet that I'm probably better off just doing something else to make enough money to afford a Bofa instead of trying to go for the drop off of the low drop rates. So it's definitely a balance, trying to figure out what you're gonna do. or what you want to do. That's another thing. I log in and I'm like, what do I want to do? It's like, well, you know, I want to get collection logs. How do you get collection logs? Have good RNG. Well, you can't just turn on the RNG, you know. Well, I'm sure you guys know you play RuneScape too, so you can't just turn on the RNG when you feel like it, which means sometimes you are just grinding. And if there's anyone who's a testament to that, it is the YouTuber Ingus. That man is mind-boggling. He goes so long without putting out videos because he's grinding. I know he streams, which is great, and obviously that's kind of the direction that I'm trying to head towards, is not just, oh, just put out videos, because then it's 2 weeks before I put out a video because everything I've done has led to quote-unquote nothing, for example. Just like this run of the Moons of Peril led us to another disappointing chest. And that is how it is, and I get it, and I'm at the mercy of RNG. But I'd like to get some collection logs, if I'm being honest. Nothing that gives you a dopamine hit as much as a collection log, to be honest. I keep saying to be honest, I'm gonna stop, but to be honest, it's nice. So. Monsieur with the scythe. We're going into a moon special. This thing is smacking me. What's going on here? Alright, I think this is our last run of the stream today. I think we did about 6 KC in an hour or something like that, which is like super inefficient, but I was also chatting with you, myself, all that. Talking to myself, it's so much fun. I love it. It's great. Wish my headphones would stop deafening on me. Alright, let's hope. Last pull match. I still have to do the other 2 bosses, but hopefully we can get lucky and get a collection log or something. Not asking for a double. Not asking for an expensive one. Just a collection log. Just one. Let's do it. It's my friend with the plan. I mean, by plan, I mean a scythe. I keep forgetting to drink my potions because I just catch the stupid moths to restore my prayer. But your potions are there to restore your prayer. Use them so that you don't run out of combat potion. Oh, a 60. Sheesh. This axe is kicking butt today. I'm glad that I brought this because I was not hitting anywhere close to that with the Hasta. Hasta. Pasta. Banasta. Oh, a super freak. Oh, okay. Well, you know, it is what it is. It's my life motto. Oh, I didn't even realize I had my activity feed off. Thank you, Elnock, for following the channel. I appreciate it. You are my first follower on Kick. And I have no doubt that you're a great person. Following a small content creator like myself. See, even just being in the clan, you can see drama brewing. I wanna know what happened. Oh, jeez. Why is it smacking me so hard today? Honestly, normally I don't have to eat very often during these fights. It's our last Blood Moon kill of the stream, everybody. Good luck in the chat. Hopefully we get a collection log. I only have 12 that I still need, so we have a pretty good chance of getting a collection log of some kind. Oh, just hit it. Oh, that's unfortunate. Well, you've seen it here first, folks. The Scythe is better than the Abyssal Whip at the Moons of Peril. What are the odds? Arachnus. That's another pet I would like to go for, the Sriracha. It's a cool one. I have the transmogs for it already. Alright. Gents and ladies, if anyone's watching, if anyone sees, that was our last kill of the stream. Thank you for joining me if you were here on this Easter weekend. I appreciate you. I appreciate you supporting small-time content creators such as myself. And I am excited to continue streaming and hopefully get some more viewers, get some more stuff going on stream. I'd love to take on some of your guys' challenges if you were looking to see some new content from me, because honestly I don't have a ton of experience. Playing, I do, but I don't at the same time because there's so much content that I haven't done that I'm excited to try it. So I hope that you guys enjoyed the stream today, and I will see you next time. Thank you for joining me on today's video. I appreciate you. This will be the first video that I've ever tried using clips from a live stream. So if you guys were in the live stream, make sure you leave a comment. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate you guys so much. We're getting so close to 100 subscribers. Please drop a subscription, share with your friends if you think they would enjoy our content, and I'll see you guys in the next video.